Thank you. Was I audible enough? Let me get some reaction so that I know that at least someone is hearing what I am saying. Okay, thank you so much. So our facilitator for today is going to take over the session.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining from. Am I audible, please? Is that a yes? Thumbs up? Awesome, thank you. My name is Godwin, Godwin France. Godwin France, my name is shown on the screen. What can I say about myself? My background is in telecom engineering, so technology basically. And I've been in the STEM education space, science, technology, engineering. I love art. I love adding the arts, so that makes it STEAM. I'm in the STEAM space. I've been in this space since 2017 because I have a passion for teaching and trying to change the face of our environment by ensuring everybody, young people, know how to use technology in their everyday use and make everybody tech savvy as much as possible. So that's how it started as a passion project, and it has grown into a foundation, and I've supported a number of projects. And so when She Rise put out that they need facilitators to help young people or women and marginalized people, I hopped on the opportunity to offer my skill, if it's I believe it's valuable, and just teach what I know. And I hope it helps somebody today. So today, I hope you live here with something. Yeah. So for a while now, I've been teaching digital marketing since same year, since 2017 as well. But my social media experience as a manager started somewhere in 2013 when I was an intern at a radio station. I was the technician intern, but I was also doubling up as a social media manager. Started learning how to edit audio for the radio station. And after school, I learned, that's when Google was having their digital marketing campaign. So I joined, I was trained as a trainer, go around training a lot of people. So I've been training across southern part of Ghana. I've visited just to train people, gone Kumasi, Nigeria. Yeah, that's taking me places. So I'm just here. I hope we have a good time. So try to make it in short sprints of maybe 20, 25 minutes. You can always stop me and ask any question at any point in time. And let's have some fun. There's this scripture. I'm a Christian, and for those who are also Christian, probably have seen this scripture, but you might have seen the King James Version. I'm more interested in the second part of the scripture, this Ecclesiastes 1 verse 8, that says the eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. So basically, we've got it. I believe we're in this era. Whoever wrote this, whether it's Solomon, whoever wrote this, probably didn't know what was coming up. Right now, we are basically, hold up. So this is the image of the scripture I was just talking about. So the eyes never getting tired of seeing, nor the ears getting filled with hearing. That's where we are right now. We have doom scrollers, people who they're just scrolling their screen endlessly. Some scroll, tap. Content is everywhere. Everybody's creating content. People are on live stream. And one of the most amazing things I've seen these days is those who are selling on TikTok Live. If you've not seen it before, I mean, it's amazing. They just go live and start selling their products or services, and it's great. Like, I never saw such things coming. So these are all so many opportunities on how you can use technology. But in this session, we're trying to see how we can use AI, artificial intelligence, as an assistant or an augmented technology to help us refine our work. So if you're someone who needs to do more in your marketing, you're struggling with time, this technology is out there for you. So we're going to explore how to use them in various capacity to help us refine our work and help us do much better. But like, as I was telling one of my consultants yesterday in the class, who's attending one of my classes, I'm like, at some point, you might want to outsource. Yeah, so that you can focus on the real work, on the real aspect. If you're a baker, you might want to try more new recipes. So there might not be time for you to now be doing social media things. That's when you might want to outsource. But for today, we're going to assume that you're a one-man soldier or one-woman soldier who want to do as much as possible to reduce cost on your business. So that's the first. We're going to look at the strategy architect. How can you be able to map out your activities for 30 days straight or for a week, how can you map it out, automate the process, or have these tools to help you get that done? So obviously, before you start anything, you have to plan. Before you embark on any project, you already are in the business. You already know, you have a fair idea of who your target customers are. So you know your audience. We're going to look at funnels, and we're going to look at social media calendar. How can we incorporate all these tools, all these ideas and strategies for us to be consistent? So the goal also is to build a strategy or a system that would keep you in check, will keep you in check and keep you consistency. I mean, work is repetitive. No matter what kind of work you want to do, at the end of the day, you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. So how do you reach your target customers, your clients for your service and your product? So that's what we're going to try to cover in this first. You're not targeting everybody. Okay, so let's say you are selling shoes. You are selling shoes. You're not selling shoes to everybody that wears shoes. Some people don't wear shoe. Maybe some even can't wear shoe for maybe due to some maybe physical handicap or something. So you can't now be targeting people who have physical challenges, maybe not due to their own, maybe they have had an accident or something. Those persons fall under outside the scope of those whom you're targeting. So that's what we call the total addressable market. So who falls under the total addressable market that you're trying to reach out to, you're trying to sell your shoes to, so you're a shoe dealer. And even with that, it's not enough. So now you found a total addressable shoe. Are you selling men's shoe or are you selling women's shoe? So let's say you're selling women's shoe. So it's a funnel. So at every given point in time, you are trying to reduce you're trying to maximize your efforts and your resources. So you're not trying to spread and be all over the places. You're trying to be systematic. You're trying to use data, analytics tools, everything that's available to you to be able to refine your strategies, reach your intended customer. So Aisha or Aisha, whoever our fictitious character is, need to know who a target is. Need to put the sniper and crosshair on a target and see how we can refine it. And good enough now, all digital tools. This is the beauty about digital. So in my cohort, when I teach, in my school, I teach digital marketing. I start by teaching traditional marketing because it's basically just the same. The only difference between digital marketing and traditional marketing, where we have the television, radios, newspapers, is there the digital tools that we are using, digital channels. So the beauty about digital channel is that it's data. Every touch point, everything you do is being measured and can be tracked. So one of the things you can also look at is to take, I think Google has a course called Google Data Analytics, or maybe just the general analytics course. You can also take it so you have an understanding of how to interpret data when you see them, but you don't have to go too far. On your social media, on Facebook, Instagram, all social media channels, except I think Twitter. Twitter wants you to pay before you access the analytics tools. You'll be able to have some feedback on all your posts and how they are faring and who even your targets are. I didn't properly introduce myself. I'm also being trained to be a coach. I run. It's been a long time I've run, but every other day I used to run. I do like 10 kilometers in the night. I rest. Then the following day I go again. I try to do extreme sports, but as I'm getting older, I'm trying to take care of my body and not to break it. So one of the extreme sports I did late last year was to, please don't be so surprised. I walked. I did a long distance walk in cross city. So from Accra, Independence Square in Accra, I walked to Lomé, to Togo. So I walked through all the path and ended up in Lomé, Togo. It took me 6 days. So I walked every day. I walked by sunset. I rest. I sleep in a hotel. And it took me 6 days. I was also doing content along the way. But it was just to raise awareness. I mentioned I have a foundation as well. We work with children with childhood cancer who are undergoing chemotherapy and treatment. We fill in the education gap for them using technology. And we also work with juveniles as well. So I'm fortunate to also teach juveniles computing in one of the facilities under the Ghana Prison Service. So just to raise awareness for the work we do at the foundation, so we can have a talking point. But yeah, that's about me. So I'm not targeting everybody. I'm just using, it's a hook to talk about the things that you do. So you're not targeting everybody, and let's see how we can further our activities and reduce that. So the first step, the first thing first is what we call the user persona or ideal customer persona, ICP, as it's being used here. So but you have to build your user persona. So you can have multiple user persona. And one instance one example I always give is that when you go to the market, we have a market in Accra called Circle. Whenever I'm passing over the market, passing in the market and I'm carrying my bag, there are these guys who always accost me. They're always calling me. Once they see me, they call, hey boss, please, laptop, because they instantly assume that I have a laptop in my bag. Because if I have a laptop, or people who carry bag are likely to have a laptop in their bag. So already they have a visual, they have an idea of whom their customer looks like. So that's what we are looking at. That's what the user persona basically is all about. You already have an assumed or a fictitious idea of who your target customer looks like. So you need to be able to build in a digital space. You should be able to build all this structure of who your customer is, their age bracket. Remember, once again, we're not targeting everybody, but we're targeting specific individuals, because once you start running ads, you have access to more tools to target different people in different categories, geography, age, demography, interest. So before you do that, you should be able to already build and know who your target are. So since we're using an AI tools to do that, this is an example, this is a sample. So I'm giving you idea prompts. So you can type this out in whatever AI tool you're using. So you can say, oh, AI, I sell, you're into services or you're a consultant, I offer this service in Lagos, Nigeria. Maybe I'm trying to target everybody in Nigeria who are interested in this service. So you're telling the AI, help me build a detailed customer persona, all right, including the age, lifestyle, pain points, desires. What I do, and I'll give the AI further prompt, and I tell the AI, ask me more questions in this regard. So what the AI is going to be doing is going to be asking you one question after the other. So you can also tell the AI that, ask me one of the question one after the other. So you're going to be working with the AI and give the AI as much details as possible. This is one of the few mistakes I've seen people make around, is that they want to one shot. We have what we call one shot in prompting. You just want to give it a very short prompt, a phrase, and they expect it to be accurate. So even when you look at the AI chatbot, you see at the bottom they've written, it can make mistake, it's prompt to make a mistake. But based on how these tools are built, they've compressed all the information on the internet and turned it into text. So there's basically nothing you're looking for that the AI doesn't know about. And through some other techniques, machine learning or whatever they call it, they've been able to build it to reason in a certain way. So you are trying to go into its brain, into its data set, into its brain set, and pull out things that are related to what you do. Whatever service you're offering, whatever product you are selling, someone has been selling it already on the internet, someone has written some blog post about it, someone has made some posts. It's all in the AI. So you're just trying to pick that form and give it your own flavor and style. So let me just quickly show you. Let's jump into a bit of practical things that we can start looking at. So this is a slide. I'll give you the slide when we are done. But you don't want to type. You're someone who don't want to type. So the AI now, most of the AI these days, they offer voice prompts and they offer images. So if you're someone who is not into typing, you can just screenshot this short prompt idea. So let me just show you one thing you can do. If you don't know about it already, I usually use Gemini AI to do this. So I'm paying for my Gemini currently. I'm paying for Gemini because I do more coding. I code and I need a little bit. I don't want to get timed out, or what they call rate limiting. So I have my screenshots. I'll paste it here. So you can either attach it or you can paste it. It's already on my clipboard already. So I don't know, can you confirm you're seeing my Gemini screen? I hope my whole screen is being shared.
We can't see your screen, please.
Basically, what I'm just doing right now is that if you don't want to type, you can just take a screenshot. So I just took a screenshot. I use my snapping tool. Just want to show you how you can extract text from a screen. for those who don't know about it. So I took a screenshot of this slide so I can get the text that's written there. Maybe I'm feeling too lazy to type. Then I usually use Gemini to do that. So I post the screenshot. I just click on Control C or Control P and paste on the Gemini chat. Then I'm just going to tell it that extract, just a simple phrase, extract text from image. As simple as straightforward as that. And I hit submit. Although I am on the lowest paid version of Gemini, the free version can do it as well. The free version can do what I'm trying to achieve right now. So there you have it. It's very fast. It has extracted everything that was written on the screenshot. So this is what you do. Maybe you have some documents, you want it in soft copy or something. You want the text in the document. So you can just take a screenshot on your phone or snap it, transfer it to the browser, and just give it a simple prompt as that it should copy the text. So this is the whole text that we have. So that's how we do. That's a simple. So that's how you extract text from a screenshot using an AI tool. So that's just basically one simple approach to do that. And so now let's come back to our conversation on your ideal persona. So sometimes you might be running different campaigns. So I always tell my student that you have to think ahead. So we are thinking on how to think ahead in 30-day sprints. So for now, we're already in March. So maybe you probably might be thinking your marketing campaign, you might be thinking, okay, next month, what's the big thing coming up next month? Next month, we have Easter for the Christians. They have Easter coming up. Do you have Easter packages? Are you a gift shop owner? So you have to plan ahead. You have to start building up momentum towards the event. And how do you put in a structure? Is by having a calendar and know who you want to target and how to target them. So who are they? What do they fear? Maybe they fear that some people who can't rap. I remember one time I went to a gift shop and all I wanted the gift shop to do for me was to wrap the item. And it's a service. They wrap the item for you and you pay for it. So are you going to target people like that? Maybe I'm being gender right now. Maybe it's men who don't know how to wrap. So you can put out an ad. Wrap your gift item. You sell trinkets, you sell gift items. So by now you should already have your campaign message ready, and you're building up momentum. You're not always trying to be sales. You're not selling anything. All content you create, they fall within three broad categories. You are either educating your audience, you are entertaining them, or you are rage baiting. So most influencers and content creators, they like rage baiting. They put out information that will cause up a stir so they can get more views and they get cashed out. So you're either combining all three or two of them or one at most. So anytime you're creating the content, always think about it. Am I educating my audience? Am I entertaining them? Or am I doing both? Am I educating and entertaining them? Or I'm just out here being a rage baiter? So what do they want? Where do they hang out? What social media platform? Are they blog? Do they read blogs? All these are the questions your user persona will answer. So I'm going to give you, when we are done, probably I'll put out some references materials together. HubSpot, if you don't want to use AI, you can use HubSpot. HubSpot have a user persona builder. You just fill in all the questions line by line and try to answer as many questions as possible about your user. But there are so many free AI tools that you can use to do that. ChatGPT can do it, Gemini can do it, Claude can do it. You just give it the prompt, which I just show you how to extract a text from image. You can just do that and you keep prompts. Tell it to ask you one question after the other. And when you are done, it's going to put everything together and give you suggestions on what to do. So I'm moving back to full screen mode. I hope the slide can show now. Are we back seeing the slide?
Yes, I can see your slide.
Okay, good. Please forgive me for using the word most women. I used an AI to generate the slide. I used to have a previous slide generator, but I had to move away from that. Since I'm now paying for Gemini, the payment covers so many of the tools. So there's this one. Let's just jump to it right now so I show it to you. Uh-oh. Okay, so what I use in generating this slide, Google Notebook LM. So if you're wondering how I did a slide, I used an AI called Notebook LM. So this is what it looks like. You can see this is for the Shirise technology presentation that I was working on. It was built for students. So if you're in school, you have source materials. I wonder, I wish, we always wish we had certain materials when we were in school. We all only had Google back in uni, but now you have all these materials. You can put in all your materials, you can upload files, you can even interact with YouTube videos or links. You can pick up the files from your Google Drive, or you can just copy and paste the text here. You can do all of this and you can start interacting with the text. It's made for students or for studying. You can do podcasts. You can, whatever source material you're looking for, you can have two people talking about the material, but they're talking strictly on what is in the content, all the materials you've provided, all the source material. They're going to talk about it in a podcast format. So if you're someone who learned by auditory approach, you're an auditory learner by hearing, you can just choose the audio generator. You can create mind map. Oh, I've clicked on it. You can create mind map. That's just a chart for you to visualize what you're looking at. You can create flashcards. There are people who who learn by flashcards. Infograph, I created one last night, and even video. And so by these slides, the slides you're looking at, I use this option, slide deck, to create it. So if you're someone who does a lot of presentations and you want to explore using AI to generate your slides, Notebook LM is a very good one. My students have been liking it. They like the design, they like the outlook and everything. So that's how I created this one, these slides you're looking at. So what I'm talking about next, so I was going to mention that I couldn't change the word most here because the slide came as images. It didn't come as real PPT. They just embedded the image in the PPT. So not most women, but some women market from the top. So how do we avoid marketing from the top? We are now looking at sales funnel. Okay, we're trying to have trust in the market space. We are working online. Maybe your sole focus is an online market space. How do no one will just come and buy from you because you've set up a social media page. It doesn't work that way anymore. I mean, it could have probably worked 5 years ago, but people need to see some trust. So I also sell, I'm an independent salesperson for an electric motorbike company. So somewhere last week, I saw someone selling almost the same product that I sell as well. But this time around, their prices were almost 1/10 of the price that I'm selling the items for. So we are selling ours for almost 13, 15,000. And these guys on their TikTok page, they're selling the same item for like 2,000 cedis, 1,005. It makes no sense. I was like, this is not, and then I can buy one for myself right now. So I followed the TikTok, I followed the number, and I messaged them with my second number. So what was happening is that when I send a message, whoever was behind the number replies in a voice note. Speaks tree. Fine, no problem. Is it available? Yes. How much is it? Speak tree replied. How do I get it? He said, I should send the money and they will send it via delivery to me. So that was the final red flag I was looking out for. Because I also ride bike myself. So why don't I? So I told him that no, I don't want delivery. I'm going to come there and pick it up myself. So the next thing, this is how you know you're being scammed. The next thing, he started insulting me that I should come and pick it up and carry it on my head and take it to my house. So pricing could be a red flag, which I knew was a red flag. But I wanted to figure out what the guys are doing. So I saw that, I confirmed it, that it's not real. And there are people commenting on their posts. Oh, how much? How do I get it? But looking at the pricing alone, it's outrageous. That is 1/10, almost less than 1/10 of initial market price. But they are selling for that amount. So these are bad actors who are making the digital space very bad and not so attractive. Because now, I remember previously, some people used to do payment on delivery. But because of bad actors like this, payment on delivery almost is non-existent anymore. you're either paying, or I don't know how you do the delivery, but something has to happen, or there are e-scrolls where there's a middleman, and all these activities push up the pricing. So you cannot say, yeah, you're going to beat your competitors based on price. But let's look at the funnel more further. How can we gain clarity? How can we ensure that there are no leaks in our funnel or in our bucket? And who is that invisible salesperson that's going to help us reach our target audience? So that's where the funnel comes in. I've been mentioning funnel. So this is what we talk about funnel. So some of the things I've spoken about already, just a brief recap. First of all is what? The user persona. Learn how to build a user persona. I've shown you how to extract the text from image. Just ask the AI, yo, AI, I want to build a user persona to target my intended. I'm not targeting everybody, but I'm targeting someone who looks like this. This is my target audience. Next, let's look at what we call the sales funnel. It's just like the funnel you use to fetch water. At the top, it's always big. At the middle, it starts getting narrower and narrower. At the end of the day, by convert, we want our persona or our target market to do what we want them to do. Is it sales? Is it hit the subscribe button? Is it follow us? Is it like and comment? So convert does not necessarily mean sales, but it means the people you put into that bucket. At the end of the day, maybe you are targeting at least 10% of your total addressable market. And that 10% are going to be your final customers who are doing what you want them to do. So whatever you want them to do is where convert comes in. But at the end of the day, it's sales, right? But like I always talk in my class, although it's a marketing class, sales and marketing can sometimes be used interchangeably, but they are not the same thing. All right. So the sales team, the marketing team can go in first, prepare the ground. It's more psychological. So look at all the psychometrics and all the psychological aspects, confirmation bias, anchoring. So if it's a full class, we talk about that as well. We look at all the psychology of marketing, how you are dealing with people's feeling, their emotions. You are selling to their emotions. It's not about price. Price might be an anchor, but it could also be a red flag, like I just explained right now, where scammers are using a lower price to entice people. So be careful. Sometimes some new people in a certain industry are very funny. They think that having a lower price means you should find out why those who are already in the industry are pricing, why they are pricing, or what makes you think that they can't go lower than you. So you have to think about all these things. All right, so here is another prompt you can explore. So you tell the AI, my business is, once again, give the AI as much information as possible, just keep typing. I believe those who survive the AI age are those who can write. So still keep your writing ability and keep your reading ability, because I think last year, the reason why I went for that walk across the country, Accra to Lomé, was I think last year, 2025, was a time that I've spent most of my life behind a PC. So I got really bored, and I'm able to do so much more this time around because my activities have been augmented. I wrote more codes than ever done. I delivered more projects. So it was so much that I was like, nah, I'm fed up. I'm tired of looking at screen all year round. Let me do something extreme. So I just decided that, okay, let's hit the road. Visit people, speak different languages, talk to different people, see different landscape, and then I was just out. So AI is there to help you to do all of that, to work faster and even much more efficient. So at the top, the first group of people the first activity we are trying to do at the top of the funnel is to attract. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, doom scrolling. How do you stop somebody from scrolling? The person keeps scrolling. How do you stop them? What about your content? What about your visual that's going to stop the person from scrolling and pay attention to whatever you are selling or marketing to them? So this is a prompt to help you do that. So create 3 short content ideas. So follow the prompt, tell the AI to do that. It gives it to you, and it's going to guide you and help you figure out based on your industry. There's nothing new that you're going to do. So maybe the only thing new is you, and you can see what's happening in the industry. You're going to skew that out from the AI, then add your own flavor to it based on your audience, based on your local audience, and add your own bit of flavor. So when you're done attracting your audience, the next thing is what? Engage. That's the next step of the funnel. So at every of these points, you'll be losing customers. So last night I was teaching about WhatsApp marketing. So once you run your first campaign, maybe it's an organic post. Organic means that you didn't pay any social media platform for the posts. You just posted and you're getting leads. Leads are potential customers. WhatsApp has labels, so you can label your customers. This one is hot, this one is cold. Maybe based on certain feedback, you can do all the labeling on WhatsApp. You can only use WhatsApp Business for that. So learn to move all your business activity to your WhatsApp Business, because WhatsApp Business offers you more features than the regular WhatsApp. Then we have the third one, which is the WhatsApp Business API. That one involves a little bit of programming. So maybe I think we'll talk about further about that. But for now, just know that your first step in your funnel is to attract as many people as possible within your total addressable market. And not everybody will buy, not everybody would convert or do whatever you want them to do, but you have to keep engaging them. So you're now trying to build trust. The next engage is all about building trust. So one thing is that if you have a physical location, especially, use Google, my Google profile, Google business profile. It used to be called Google My Business, but they changed the name to Google Profile. If you have a physical location and you want your shop to show on the map, according to Google data, every search that is done within 24 hours on Google Map, if it's a physical location, the customer is likely to come to your shop within that 24-hour span. So if your business is on Google Map, you have to put it there yourself. So I always encourage my people that get a special Google address that you use for all your business activities. Every tool that Google has, use all of them. Most of them are free. But the goal of Google is that once you use those free tools, you start paying for ads. That's their mindset, that they offer you all this free value in exchange for you to use their paid services as well. So use all of them. These platforms, Facebook, Google, all these platforms, they like it when you use any feature they have on their platform. So engage, build trust. One of the ways you can rank in SEO, one of the ways you can rank higher when someone is looking for your business or something that's related to your business. One of the ways you can show on the first page of Google, or at least at the top, we call it the upper third, the first part of the page, is if you have reviews. And Google My Business allows for reviews for your business. So always find a way for businesses or customers you've interacted with to leave a review. Once there's a review, Google is like, oh yeah, this is a real business. 5-star, 4-star, whatever it is. Try and find the means and ways to allow your customers or your clients to leave a review for you, because this also adds up to testimonial. You're now becoming a real business with human factor to it, where people will say bad things and good things about you, but we hope that the good things are more than the bad. All right, and that will give you more credibility. No one's going to buy from me because you put out your post there or whatever. People need trust, because like I mentioned, there are so many bad actors out there. Then once you build trust, then the group of people who are going to do what you want them to do, it even gets much smaller. Then at the end of the funnel, you have to build a database so that you can keep following up or entertaining your clients afterwards, after they've converted or they've done what you want them to do. So from today, how do you get posting? That's why we are here. How do we get posting? What are the rules? I had a private class with two women, and this question came up. One of them is a student, and she also she creates content. She has a form of content she creates. Then she works. She has a full-time job, and she's also a nighttime student. She's going furthering her education and also creates content. And one of the questions she asked me that I found very interesting was, how do I manage my time? And I found that question very, very, very interesting, because there are many books, tons of books that have been written on self-help, time management. So it's a very critical thing, because everybody wants extra time. Sometimes you feel like, these days, I feel like when I'm sleeping, I'm like, I could have been running some agentic AI solving more problems on something I'm building, but I'm here sleeping. There's a real thought. I was the only one who thinks like that. But in the tech community, I see other people also saying the same thing, because now we can automate so many processes. So how can you build a 30 days calendar where the month of March just started, but at least by the middle of March, you should already know the things you want to post. So one approach is that whatever industry you belong in, there's already a standard social media calendar. We call it social media calendar. So take note, look for your industry or your niche social media calendar. So for instance, my foundation, due to we involved with childhood cancer education, we provide education to children undergoing treatments that they've been away from school for 6 months or to 2 years. We are involved. I mean, I went to the Ministry of Health in Ghana, and last month, February, in the health industry, I think February is World Cancer Day, I think 5th or 4th February or so. So I went to the Ministry of Health, I participated in the cancer conversation, I was listening to what's happening. So every industry have specific calendar activities that they want to do. So you look for your industry and find out what is the already existing calendar that is there. Is there anyone that aligns with your business locally? So because all these content you post, they add up to push your brand out there. You don't know which of them is going to bring you a new customer. And you're just posting organically. So we'll talk about the paid version, and we'll talk about organic posts. Organic is free, so why don't you take advantage of it? Because you may never know. I'm being trained to be a sports coach as well, because I feel like I've entered my coaching era. I can't be fully active anymore. So I'm being trained. I work with a federation in Ghana here, and they're training us to be sports coach. And then sometimes one of my students in one of the schools I teach during the day, one of the guys woke up to me and was like, "Hey, you haven't seen my video that we started talking about the sports." But I never knew him. I would have never known him, whether he's following me or not. I don't know. But he walked up to me, said he has been following my sports, my coaching, my football coaching videos, and he likes it. And how can we do more? How can we reach more people? So you may never know which of your content is reaching which person at every given point in time. So that's a conversion. For me, that's a conversion. That someone has seen my video and they like another person guy, there's a soldier guy who reached out to me. I was like, "Hey, when do you guys train in Accra? I want to join your training." It didn't comment on my post. It sent me a direct message, a DM. That's a conversion. That means my content is doing what it's intended to do, because I want to reach more people and introduce more people to the sport. So look for your industry. Look for your industry calendar in the month of February. What events, let's say you're in the fashion industry, what global events or Ghana related events are there in the month of February? There might be like maybe 5 or 6 or maybe 20 of them. Which one are relevant to you? Because you have limited time. We're talking about time management now. You can't be you can be someone who can't post every day. So you might pick your battle and pick it well. So one of the strategies I use for my personal post is that when I'm ready, I feel like posting, I alternate. I do one day, I create the content, then I post it the following day. Then I create post. That gives me time. So at least in a week, I might have at least 4 posts or 3 posts out in a week, and it gives me time to breathe and do other things and follow up. So the next one is what? Your national, your country. 2, your country. In the month of March, we have 6 March. It's a holiday. Banks will be posting Happy Independence Day Ghana. Is there a theme? As the government release a theme for 2025, is it 2026 Independence Day, as government release a theme. So I'm thinking that maybe there might be a fugu involved because of we're trying to promote fugu now, Batakari. We're trying to promote it. So is there going to be a fugu theme? You're projecting, but you're also going to wait. But if you know it ahead of time, how can your design approach? How can you incorporate the fugu design into your artwork as well? So all these are things. So how many holidays are there? In the month of February, when you're creating your favorite calendar, we have Easter Monday, Easter Sunday, Easter and Good Friday. That means ahead of time, you'd have created this content ahead. So you are managing your time. You can be someone who, you're a full-time worker. You decide that you create all your content on weekends. So Saturday, you block Saturday, maybe 5 hours. You're working straight. You're using your AI tools to create your content. You have a schedule. You have a source. You don't have a writer's block or content creator's block, whereby you don't know what to do, but you have your industry calendar. You know what to post or what you want to participate in. Does it align with your goals or your personal beliefs and vision? If not, you don't have to force yourself. You don't have to post as well all the time. So this is how to use this 2 approach in creating your 30 days content calendar. And you can pick all this education, inspiration behind the scene. Maybe you're a baker, you work in a bakery. So you can show. I personally don't like behind the scenes so much, because I feel like there should be some space. I mean, if you're an artist, for instance, you've done your painting. That's nice. I mean, your artwork is nice. You don't have to necessarily show us, but that's just me. I mean, my personal view doesn't mean anything. But within your content, is there anyone? Would there be within your organic post, your free post? Would you want to promote some? Because right now, social media has become very choked, and all the media platform wants you to pay one means or the other. That's where the promotion comes. Are you promoting something? Are you going to do a paid ad? Or because you're always trying to also not, or even if it's not a paid ad, even if you're not going to do a paid ad, is the content about buying something? Because you're trying to avoid, you're minimizing buy, but you're creating content based on education, entertaining. Then once in a while you throw in the buy. Once in a while you throw in the buy, but avoid being salesy. Then you can also, is this something for your community? Are you going to build your community? So these are some of the things you can help us. So this is how you can achieve your 30 days goal calendar. But how can you do further mapping? All right. So these are the pillars. You can choose. So 30 days. All right. So what happens on a day-to-day basis? On Monday, you can say, okay, Monday, I'm going to post educational content or inspire you. Some people do Monday motivation. You can take advantage of the hashtag. So hashtag every Monday, hashtag people trend on Instagram. You see the hashtag motivational Monday because people don't want to go to work on Monday. You've chilled on Saturday and Sunday. Why should I go to work on Monday? You have to force yourself because you have to earn your paycheck. So you have a hashtag standard motivation Monday. Are you going to take advantage of that? Are you going to post a motivational quote or inspirational quote? Are you going to do Tuesday behind the scene? So you're alternating, but you don't have to follow all of you. You have to post every day. Like I said, for me, you can say, oh, me, I post only twice a day, twice a week. It all depends on your style and how much time you have. You don't even have to post on all social media platforms. You have to look at which one works best for you. Maybe for now, as you're working alone, is it TikTok? Because TikTok now, they are doing massive pushing of everybody's content. They push everybody content. Other platform, you may not get as much reach as you get on TikTok. So will I focus on TikTok? Do I do more video content? Do I have time to edit the video? I just want to post raw video, or do I want to go live? Because then you don't have to do anything. You're just live, and TikTok will push your live out there. And to go live on TikTok, you need 1,000 followers. Then I learned that you can. There are people, there are communities that can help you. Follow, I follow. Follow, I follow. I don't like that approach. But if you're someone who wants to go live, there are some people who are just going around doing follow, I follow, follow, I follow. So you join their live session, you follow, and they follow you back. That's how you can grow and hit. That's the technique they've been using. But for me, I had to pay because I use TikTok in a certain way whereby I need, once you follow somebody, the kind of content the person posts will also influence what you see on your timeline. And I don't want to see certain content. I'm not interested in what this person is supposed to. I only follow people I'm interested in. I want to see more of what they do or the type of what they do. So here's a prompt for you. You can put in your AI. I run what sort of business do you do? Run it through the AI, and you have a mix of activities that you want to do. So you can say, oh, I just want to post only 3 content a week or only 2. It's going to help you do that. So you're also trying to maximize your time. And so one of the things about AI is the monotonous or what do you call it? It's monotonous, it's robotic. How do we fight that? That's what we're going to look at now. When I'm working, sometimes I play music on YouTube, but I realize that when the music changes, sometimes it starts playing certain kind of music, and over time I realize that then I'll switch over and go and view the kind of, and I realize that there's no musician name, there's no author, there's nothing. Then I realize that such music are mostly AI generated music. There's no soul. Some people will tell you that, oh, we can tell if it's an AI post. Yes, they can. But there's no tool out there right now that can detect that something is AI. Even OpenAI, those who built ChatGPT, about 2 years ago, they had an AI detector. But after they released it, I think a week or month or so, whatever ago, they came back and said that it's not working. It doesn't work. It's not real. So anybody who is saying that, oh, they can run whatever you've written through an AI detector, tell the person it's not true, it doesn't work. So although sometimes it works, but it's not 100% accurate. So how do you avoid being robotic in your AI content? Most AI, one, they have what they call skill, SKILL, skill. So some AI platform gives you an opportunity to have a skill.md or a markdown. So you write all your styles or all what you want, all your instructions, you put it in a file, and you save the file as a what? A .md file. And when you do that, the AI will always check that skill document and see what your instructions are. But if you are someone who uses ChatGPT and you're trying to avoid sounding monotonous or sounding AI, another giveaway of AI is emojis. AI, especially ChatGPT, they use so much emoji unnecessarily. You see that check mark, that green check mark, or the X, or the rocket. So try and remove all those emojis so you can look a little bit professional, and try and tweak it. Don't always run away with the first version of what AI gives you. Yeah, don't run away with the first version. Try and iterate. So what I do when AI gives me something based on the instruction I've given, I usually copy it, edit it, put it back again, or tell it, let's change this part. Be involved, all right? Be involved. The little time that you have, be involved, all right? So for those who use ChatGPT, you can come to your personalization. How do you get here? Let me go back, sorry. I hope you can see my ChatGPT screen. You come to the bottom left, then you come to personalization, or it's under settings. So you go to personalization. What we're trying to do now is to avoid being monotonous or sounding like a robot. So already under personalization, you can set it so you don't have to do it over and over again. For me, I do it over and over again. But if you're someone who don't want to do it over and over again, take your time and give the AI all the instruction. Go through all the settings here. How it should talk, the character, you're characterizing emoji. Do you want emojis? Yes or no or less. You can do all that settings here. So take your time one day, set up your work environment. The further custom instruction, put in everything. If it's about you, maybe if it's your business account, you can put in more. You can give your business a name. There's in one of my chat with ChatGPT in the memories, it's in the memory. There's a name. I tell it. I've given the character a name, and ChatGPT knows the character. So anytime I mention the character name, it generates the image based on that character's feature that we've already agreed on. So you can do all of that. So you can also, so let's go through this template and fill it. So also I'm paying for ChatGPT as well. So a friend of mine was bashing me that why am I paying for ChatGPT? And for me, I'm paying for the memory. There's a $5 version. Just in Ghana, it's about 70 cedis or 75 cedis. And I felt that because for my foundation, for instance, I started the foundation around the same. I registered the foundation around the same time ChatGPT came out, so it knows almost everything about my foundation. So when I'm brainstorming new ideas, new solutions, it's able to reference all our other projects, either from the Ghana Presence Project or from the health-wise, able to see how it fits. So when I saw that, I was like, oh no, this is something worth paying for. But if you're someone who doesn't want to pay, there are also other open source models whereby you can download on your PC, but you need a huge amount of RAM. Unfortunately for me right now, my main PC is spoiled. What I'm using is a backup PC. I barely have 4 gig RAM. Just opening browsers alone will freeze up everything. So I can't really work with such open source models. So for now, I'm paying for ChatGPT, I'm paying for Gemini. Gemini, I use it more for coding, for writing my code and my software, for internal tools, and for my clients as well. It speeds up my work. So weigh your chances in your business. You figure out, if you ask yourself, do I need what am I paying for? Some of the tools I'm paying for. If I don't want to pay for a graphic designer, is it worth me? Is it going to save it? Is it going to cost me less to pay for some of these AI tools? Is the free version enough? Or do I have to go through an open source model like DeepSeek? So I have a compilation of all the AI tools for video, for image, so many of them for writing, for academic writing. I'll share that with you. It's a material. I've compiled them over the years, almost 3 years now. I've been compiling them. How to generate image, they're all there. So give your AI a soul. Don't sound monotonous or robotic. That's how you do the setting. So that's how you solve that problem, and you solve that challenge. Is someone going to say something? Am I moving too fast?
I'm only saying thank you for wanting to share the tools you've compiled over the years with us. Thank you.
Oh, sure. You're welcome. So you have to build a voice. So that's how we'll show you how to personalize it. All right. We also have 11 Lab right now. So I usually tell my class how scammers those guys who do romance fraud, how they no longer need the women to be their accomplice, because now your voice can be replicated perfectly. One Frontier Lab that's perfected that. They're called 11 Lab. They just give you a number of words, key phrases to mention. Once you mention that, your accent, your tonation, your inflections, when you're talking, how you pronounce the words, everything can be replicated already. So we've gone past the deepfake era that you can easily spot a deepfake. Now scammers can use this. I mean, you can also use it for that's a bad way, but you can also use it for if you are involved. Maybe you have customer service center. If they're already using it, you don't even know what is real and what is not. So you can use some of all these tools, talk to a developer or look for some solutions to reduce your work. Maybe you don't want to interact so much with customers physically. You can use this for your voice. So develop a brand, take this prompt and add your own tone to whatever you're doing. So ChatGPT is the more common one. ChatGPT has a user-friendly, although some people are moving away from them because of what is happening in the US right now. They are supporting their government, military, and to spy on the citizens. So some people are migrating away. But so far, ChatGPT has a very nice consumer interface. Claude is another one. Claude is very good for coding. I mean, almost any problem you give to Claude in coding is solving it. Even your Excel spreadsheet, if you're not very good at Excel and you deal with a lot of numbers, you're an accountant, or I mean, as obvious as an accountant, you should be very good. But if you are someone who wants to deal with numbers, I remember I was building a financial model. I've never built one before. I was able to build it, I mean, with Claude. Now the opportunities are almost limitless. There's nothing holding you back. Although the result might not be so accurate. So right now I'm trying to get a real financial person to run through it, but I've built the solution already based on using AI. So these are the exercise for you. Once you get a slide, do all the exercise that is in the slide, and this one exercise you can look at. You can get the image here. My business, who is my ideal customer? Give me 5 pillars. The 5 pillars we looked at: education, inspiration, promotion, community. And what's the third one? Look at all those 5 pillars and do the exercise. So these are some of the AIs you can use. Some are free, some you can pay for, some are very specialized. All right, they're very specialized. They're for Team, Trello, or Google Sheets. So your content calendar, you can use Trello. You don't have time. So now when you're done creating your content, you don't have to go around posting one after the other on different platforms. There are specialized platforms that can do HubSpot, Trello can do all of that. So you sign in all your accounts, you post your content in one place, and it distributed across all the various platforms. I tell you, when you're done, even a 2-minute video can take you up to 2-3 hours to edit it. When you're done editing it, now you have to post it across platform. It's another work on its own. I create video content for my sporting training thing, and for my sport coaching. And I can tell you that over an hour, I'm still there posting. I'm checking. I just want posted. So it takes a lot of time. But how can you be a solopreneur or a solo entrepreneur, use all these tools and be able to achieve more? There are a number of tasks for you. Take your time on the weekend. Let's sit down, block some time out, and get all this done. So I believe that by now, Aicha doesn't need more effort. What she needs is a plan, and she has a plan now. All right, you have a plan, you have the tools, and this will bring us to our first. So how did I create? So there are two things I want to show you before we move on. How did I create that? So how do I do it? So this is how I did it. I gave the AI an example. I used ChatGPT. Your free version can do that. So I control my creative process. I don't just allow the AI to generate, because I realized that if you allow it to generate what you want to generate, it will be monotonous, because I've seen the AI generating something for me, and I've seen someone else post, and I saw the same structure, and I'm like, nah, I cannot be involved in this. So I have a compilation. In that compilation I'm going to send you, all I did was, it's called the art styles 3. So I felt that I love this art style, this very first one, swipe out. So I took a screenshot of it and I posted it. I posted it in ChatGPT. Remember the scripture I quoted? So this is how I designed that poster. So then I gave it a prompt. So I said, using the attached art style and choosing colors that resonate with women, because I know my target, I'm coming to deal with women. So that was my first struggle with design. I didn't know how to choose colors, but ChatGPT has really helped me a lot. One time I did a presentation somewhere and I built a slide myself. I didn't use AI. Then at the end of the presentation, one of the persons came up to me and asked me, how did you generate this slide? I'm like, yeah, my experiment worked. Because I asked AI to give me colors that are soft on the eyes. So I was a bit scientific. I was deliberate with the choice of colors that I used. Okay, I was very deliberate. So when the person on his own came to ask me after the presentation, I was like, okay, this worked. All right. So sometimes you build the things yourself. All right. Then the prompt says I will place this quote. So I chose the quote, Ecclesiastes 1 verse 8. I give you the quote. I forgot to add the reference scripture. So if you notice in the picture itself, there's no reference scripture. Then I said on the art, so AI corrects your English. It has inbuilt English grammar. So even if you do typo, it will be able to correct it. So don't beat yourself up. It can correct your grammar. It's a predictive tool, so it knows how to predict what you want. Basically, that AI is just a predictive tool. LLMs, large language models. The art should be a reflection of the quote using the words it described. So then I said, go ahead and generate it. So then that's why it gave me two options, but I think I prefer this one. So I tried to let it. The eyes is not tired of saying and all of that. Like I asked, so I wanted to incorporate that into the design approach as well. So this is one way you can use your art. You can generate your artwork. If you're not so good with graphic design, this is just one of them. We'll see. I'll see if we can. So now we spoke about content calendar. All right. So apart from calendar, which gives you structure and helps you plan ahead, there are also trends. Trends are a sudden waves or surge that is happening on some social media platform that you can take advantage of, because once you take advantage of a trend, it puts your content or your channel or your page or your product or your service among the trend. So in Ghana, I think when Mahama, our president, went to Zambia and the Fugu was trending. So how would you know? You're a busy person. How would you be able to catch up those trends? Google has a free tool. It's called Google Trends. Where is that Google Trends? It's called Google Trends. It's trends.google.com. It's part of the materials I'm going to send to you. So this is what it is. So within the last 24 hours, my location is set right now to Nigeria. I can set it in Ghana. So I want to know what is trending in Nigeria in the last 24 hours. Even as I'm in Ghana, I can be targeting Nigeria audience. So that's the beauty about digital marketing. You can be in one small corner in the world and be marketed to people in different space, in different part of the world. Yeah, so this tool helps you. So within the last 24 hours, there are categories. Then this can also help you to take advantage. Apart from your scheduled posts that you have, you want to take, because social media platform would always push the trend. A trend can be a sound, it can be a video. So you also take part, you create the video, you put in your own style and you do all of that. So how can you find out? So there's been a match. I think I don't follow football so much, but you can see what's trending and the location in the last 24 hours. So even if you're a blogger, you can take the keywords, so your keyword planner. You can take Allion, whatever, versus Galatasaray. You can put those two words together. You can form your hashtag, or they can form your keywords, and you put out your content within that short possible time. So within 24 hours, 48 hours, you are able to. So the trend means that on Twitter, for instance, as the war is going on in Israel versus Iran, there's this particular trend going on Twitter where they are making fun of the North Korean president, Kim Jong-un. They take his picture, then the person will write a quote. So the platform, Twitter, already now recognized that as a trend. So it's going to push that account or push that content. So if you want your content to go forward like sudden surge, so trends are short-lived. So you have to be very careful. Does the trend resonate with your brand? You have to think about it carefully. Not all trends that you must participate in. Or how do I modify the trend to fit my business? So don't always force yourself. Don't force. The trend will come, trend will go. They are short-lived. But the longer thing you have to look at is SEO, search engine optimization. How to use the right word. This one have more longer footprints. 5 years, anybody searching. If you're selling milk, milk will be milk. Milk is not going to change. If you're selling mechanical part is not going to change. So it's fixed. Even so, if your business is going to last that long, you always stand a chance of being found on the internet. So that will bring us to our first part of our slide. And I think our time is already up. I have like 4 sections, but I don't know. Moderator, what do you think? Yeah, or is there any question before we move on to the next one?
Hello, please. I have a question. I was here and then I had a network issue, so I left. But when I joined, you were talking about chat GPT personalization, and I would like to like you to maybe explain some things more about it, because I didn't really get you when you explained it.
Okay, great. So what we're talking about that point in time was AI. Forgive my guns was scam. AI has it has a bit of monotonity to itself. So you have to direct the language, the tone. So you have to bring your own. So one of the things you do is that if you're already create content, maybe you're a writer, you have to feed it all your previous content. Maybe you write on your own so that it can see your pattern. AI tools, machine learning, they recognize pattern. So once you feed it all your previous content, it's going to recognize how you write. Or if you're an artist or you draw, you can show it all your previous visual works. So you can see how your pattern works. But to avoid, so for ChatGPT also, they have the inbuilt personalization to it. So you come on the bottom left, if you can still see my screen, on the bottom left corner, you see the option there, you click on it, then you go to personalization. Then you click on the personalization, and this one approach, okay? This one approach, then you now go to the personalize and you fill in all these details. So take your time, you just do it once and you don't have to repeat it. But I don't, as you can see, mine, everything is on default. But what I do is that maybe if I'm coding, there are specific things I want the AI to do. Although I've compiled everything already, I have a document where I've compiled all of that already. So sometimes I just feed it to the AI that when we are coding, when I'm coding with, I'm using it to code, pay strict adherence to these coding instructions. I want this, don't deviate from that. So it's the same approach here as well. So if you can do it inbuilt, or you can have it in a document. If you want to have it in a document, you can call that document .md. You save the extension as .md, markdown. It's called skill. It can be anything. It can be my writing. You can call it my writing.md. Anything you think you want to find or a way for you to remember it. The AI will always reference that markdown file before it proceeds. It will read that file before it proceeds. But if it's ChatGPT, you've already given it the instruction on the platform itself. I don't know if that's answered your question, please.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other question, please? So for image generation, I use ChatGPT to generate this image, but this is not the original version of the image. So let's look at what the image looked like. So in that my document or my compilation, so this is the document. It's called Pi and AI. I share with everybody that is interested. Let me scroll up a little. Some of you are not very good in art like myself. So this is a reference point for you. There's some prompts in them as well. So this is the original art style. If you can see, indie watercolor comic. So I was looking for something to represent my visual idea. The next section we are moving on how to create the image itself. Now, how can we really generate these images? Let's go a little bit deep dive into it again. How do we generate this image? So I just go to my compilation. Maybe I'm just looking for inspiration, or I see it online. Whatever art style it is, I like the art style, this indie watercolor comic. So I just took a screenshot, or if it's an image, you can just download the image. You come to ChatGPT. One of the best image generator out there is called Midjourney, but you have to pay. There's no free version. I don't know if you remember, there's a time where Donald Trump was convicted. I don't know if it was that's the right word. There was an image going around of Donald Trump before he became president again, and there's an image of him being arrested by the police. So that image was generated using Midjourney, and that put Midjourney as a company in a lot of hot waters. So they had to disable the free version. So I think the minimum you have to pay now, I don't know, I've not checked them for a while, but they are the top guys when it comes to generative AI, image, accurate, consistent character. Maybe you want to tell story through characters. Google has one of that, but you can also try Google One. You can try Gemini if you are heavy into visuals, because we are trying to throw in a hook. We want whoever is seeing our content to stop. We want to put a break to the scrolling. Our content should not just be any other content out there, because the eyes is never tired of seeing. The ears, if it's audio content, is never tired of hearing. What are we going to say? What's our 5-second hook? What is our first visuals that's going to stop our people, our target audience from listening? So I attach the image, Then I give you this little prompt. Don't worry about the prompt. Don't beat yourself up. Just be detailed as much as possible. There's also, I have prompt instruction. There's one that I learned recently. It has really changed everything. I had my own approach, but this guy's one was far better. I've compiled that video for you to look at it. This one was far better. It helps you to manipulate all the characters. So you can see it's a kind of like a white person visualization, but I was able to convert it from this. How did I go from this? How did I go from this? So now we're going to talk about content type. So I wanted, the vision I had in my mind was picture content. Why does this keep jumping? How do I represent picture content? How do I visualize in an art style? How do I visualize blogging, writing? How do I visualize? I can do all of this as a graphic designer. I'm not a graphic designer, but I can compile them. But AI is getting so much better that you can do all this with the AI too. How do I visualize audio? How do I visualize video? So that was the idea I had in mind. So what did I say? Let's copy this art style. I've attached the image already. Then I said the character. So I haven't made it out. The character remains a female, but this time a black female. I was very consistent. So avoid, be cultural context, be cultural aware. So some graphic designer, the reason why they use white people's picture is because they can't find a real picture of a black person doing that same pose. Maybe you need a picture of someone holding a mug, drinking. 3-4 years ago, you scroll through Google looking for such an image, and you're only likely to find that of a white person. Generative AI has come to solve that. Then I told it with an afro, holding a wand, a magical wand, but the wand didn't really come out well. But if you look carefully, there's a wand there. You can see there's a wand. So I described all these things, so be as detailed as possible. And sometimes you can tell it, give me a review of what you think. Let the AI also think, because what they have come to generate is already in the AI. It's not magic it's coming to do. So the AI can give you a preview of what to do. You can further refine it again. You can have back and forth. That's how I do mine. So sometimes I'll chat with it for like 2-3 times, and I say, go ahead and generate it. So I give it four things, 4 media content to be exact. I made a mistake with the spelling, but AI can autocorrect. So I said 1, a picture or photographic content. 2, a video content. 3, a writing or blog content. 4, an audio content, which it captured perfectly. Then even how the content comes out, the dimension, I told you that the output dimension should be 16:9 because I want to add it to the slide. But unfortunately, it didn't fill up the whole slide. It didn't get the right dimension. So if I was trying to be very specific, I would have gone into the PowerPoint settings and get the actual dimension and given it to the AI. So 16:9 is landscape. All right. The first number represents the horizontal side, while the second number, the ratio, or the second number represents the vertical side. So 16:9. So if you're someone who's heavily involved in design, always get the dimension before you start designing. You have limited time. Always go with a square. That was the rule I used to give anybody who listens to me. I always say go with a square. Go with a square output, which is 1-to-1. You can post it anywhere and to not get cut off. But I realized that recently, the social media platform are even getting smarter. If you post a dimension that does not really fit, especially if it's a portrait, I realized that Facebook now and Instagram, they try to adjust it themselves for you. But you can't bank on them. So if you want to be sure, if you want to create one, you don't have much time. You want to create one content, you want it to fit across all platforms. Just go with a square content. Go with a square content and to save you so much time. Then it thought for a while, then it generated the image for me and I downloaded it and I added it to so on free version of ChatGPT, you can do all of this, but I'm on the lowest paid version, which is just, which is $5. And in Ghana, it's about, I think 70 cedis or so. So that's how I got this image. It did what I wanted to do. I can go further and put things around, or I can now extract the content and add my own design or add my own logo. That's how I do my own. If you go to my page, that's how I do my designs. That's how I get my artifacts for my designs. So I have my creative rights to do whatever I want to do. So now, how do we churn out the content, the visual content? So you know what you want to do already. You've created a social media calendar, you know who you're targeting and all of that. But how do you represent your work in audio format? I've given you one platform already, winning 11 Lab. 11 Lab can help you with audio. There are video contents. ChatGPT have the Sora version. I think it's not free. You have to be on the paid version to generate but they are also open source, which are free. But you need high computing power. So you have to weigh your option. You have to weigh how much are you going to spend on marketing, because the amount you spend on marketing will also add up to how much your revenue generated and how much your pricings are going to be, your consultant fee or your product cost. So all these things are things, as a business person, all these are factors that you have to consider when setting up. So you are a one-woman content studio, all right? So you're a content studio on yourself. How do we have a defined process? There are some people who are selling all these tools already, but they're not free. All right, so it helps you to generate all your content. So they're out there already. But if you don't have so much budget, how can you do these things on your own? Okay, so if the first line doesn't stop the scroll, nothing else. So the first line, you have just 5 seconds, according to YouTube statistics. Just 5 seconds of the person seeing what's on your screen or your content that will determine if they should stop scrolling and give you more attention or watch your entire video. So for video content, always try, but now the AI is getting better. The AI on the platform, on YouTube, you can just click on the CC and to give it the subtitle or the closed caption. But previously, you have to put out the caption yourself. Those of you who use CapCut, so if you edit your video yourself, you can use CapCut, but CapCut is now becoming a little bit too premium. Most of their features are now paid version. So if you're someone who heavily rely on video content, and you don't want to hire a video content creator, a video editor, you might want to look for open source tools or maybe a cracked version, which I do not recommend, but you can get a cracked version of Adobe Premiere and learn how to edit. Just go to YouTube, Adobe Premiere, beginner to advanced. Sit down, invest in the time, know how to edit. But if you just want simple editing tools, CapCut is there, there are a number of them. But the issue with CapCut now is that they've put many of their features behind the paid plan. So you can just do simple editing, but you cannot do so much like we used to with the CapCut. The plan was to capture you, then get you hooked, then ask you to start paying. So if you're creating content for Instagram, the gram, you have to be a little bit emotional. If you're on LinkedIn, you're targeting professionals, you have to be more professional. So if you're on Facebook, you have to figure out all these nuances before you start creating your content. All this will also guide you in the type of content you want to do. So here's a prompt. This is a simple prompt for you. So we call them hook. The hook is the thing about your content. It could be your voice. It could be the thing you say. It could be here are 10 something. And they usually say number 10 will shock you. They say number 10 will shock you because they want to keep you hooked. So you can be hooked all through the video waiting for the 10th point, or they say there's a bonus point. So all these are things you learn. It's called copywriting. All right, it's called copywriting. So it's a skill on its own. It's a special professional skill on its own that you can do. So you can talk with ChatGPT. Say, ChatGPT, I want to be a copywriter of my business. You already know ChatGPT. The AI already knows your business. So now I say, let's focus on copywriting. How can we stop people from moving? What are we going to say in our video? The first 5 seconds. What in our graphic design can we make bold as possible so that it will stop the person? So here's a recipe card. You can screenshot it, remove the text from it, and follow it and ask your AI to work with it. So this is an AI prompt. So you work with that. Then create once and distribute everywhere. So how we are working with limited time. So how can we create the content once? So I've given you for picture. Your surest dimension is a square dimension. All right, but the issue is that if you're posting on TikTok, part of it will be black, but that's fine. All right, but you are sure that it will be rendered correctly across all platforms. No text will be cut off. Everything will render correctly. So this is how you should be thinking. How can I create the content once and share it across all the platforms without losing context? This is how you should be thinking. So this guide will help you think through all the platforms that you are on and all of that. Last night I was teaching on WhatsApp marketing. So I was telling the class how you should use WhatsApp business. First of all, let your business be tied to the WhatsApp business, because you have so many features that have been designed specifically for businesses. So you take advantage of those features and use it. You set up your auto reply. We have a generation of younger people who want you to talk to them in a live chat, but that's not possible. You're a busy person. You have other obligations. So set up your auto reply. So these are the things we do. We try to teach the end users. We also try to teach the users. Up to now, there are people who can't send their location on WhatsApp, which is quite amazing. And there's people that can't follow Google Map. There are still people like that, adults, people in their 30s, early 20s. They can't even send their location on WhatsApp. They find it difficult to do. And all this affects the way they can interact with the business. So as a business person, if you have the time, try and teach people how to use it. So for the WhatsApp business, you have a storefront there, fill up all those details as much as possible. Now there's a third version. It's called WhatsApp Business API, Application Programming Interface. This is where WhatsApp has given you more power to use to be able to connect programmatically to their services. So maybe you're like a business, like a bank. For me, for instance, I use UBA Ghana, and the app sometimes misbehave. But I do all my transactions through my WhatsApp. I'm able to check my account. I'm able to send money through WhatsApp. So that is not the normal WhatsApp. That is WhatsApp Business API. It's being done programmatically. So you need a programmer, or you have to program it yourself for it to do much more. You can connect the WhatsApp to your database, to your CRM. You can do so much more, and it's not free. The message you send, they charge you for it. The message you receive, they charge you for it. So if you're someone, so you have to also know your location. You're in Ghana. Almost everybody in Ghana uses WhatsApp. But if you go to America, they don't use WhatsApp that much. Even WhatsApp is running so much marketing campaign in the US because they prefer iMessage. So be context aware. Know your location. Know the country we are dealing with. You're on WhatsApp. You're in Ghana. So you should be able to find a way to. And the beautiful thing about WhatsApp is that it's a real person. It's not some social media account, but it's a real person tied to a real number. So be careful how you use all the tools, all the features. One of the things I was talking about last night is the broadcast message or your WhatsApp status, because marketing is all about being top of mind of your clients, of your users, of your buyers. You want them to always see your content. I remember one time when I bought my the company I was working with made us buy Oculus Quest 2. So when I bought it from them, I realized that I was able to see the shop. The shop is at Sakumono. They sell gaming devices. I realized that all of a sudden I could see their post on my WhatsApp status, because I realized that apart from me saving their number, they also saved my number. So you have to know that if your number is not saved by your client, you will not see your WhatsApp status. Point number 2, be careful. Allow for time interval on how you post on your status. Some people just post at once, or they just post anytime. One technique I've developed personally and I share, if you're interested in it, is that try and space your posts, because people's attention span is very short. And if you try and open your WhatsApp and see your WhatsApp status, when you open your WhatsApp, you notice that it's your own personal WhatsApp status that will show first. Then they show you 3 other WhatsApp status, except you now scroll to the side before you start seeing other people's status. So how do you beat that? One of the things you do is that try and space your post. Give it enough time. For me, I give it like 8 hours interval. If I post now, I'll try and wait for at least 5 hours, so that if my posts have gone far away, it will be bumped up. So the one I posted first, the second post will bump up the first post. And before that post disappears within 24 hours, maybe another 8 hours again, I'll send another one if I'm running a marketing campaign, then to bump up the second one and the first one. So it increases the chances of those who have saved my number or seen my post. That's point number 2 on WhatsApp marketing. Point number 3 is broadcast messages. And your customers or those who interact with your business, they will not see your broadcast if they've not saved your number. So when you're done dealing with a client, find a nice way to say, hey, hi, can you please save our number so that you can see our status, it can be top of the mind. Find a nice way to phrase the grammar. Or do you mind? You also have to give the audience an option to opt in. All right, it's a good way to say, oh, hope you don't mind, we're sending you content from time to time, maybe once a month. You say if it's too much, you can always tell us to take you off our broadcast list. So don't abuse that WhatsApp broadcast, okay? So that means once your customer saves it and you have a promo going on, Easter is coming, you use the broadcast. You can have broadcast lists for various type of customer. Maybe a customer bought a particular item from you. You can place them in a particular broadcast list. And I always crack a joke. You don't always have to reach out to the customer. I mean, sometimes it's a one-time purchase. Maybe like you are selling coffin. I mean, so you have to be careful. You have to be careful how you manage your newsletter or your broadcast list when you sell a coffin, because you can't tell the customer, we want to see you again. We'll see you soon. And what do you mean see me soon? Are you expecting someone to die or for me to die? So know your space you are in and manage your broadcast list. Don't spam. Spam are unsolicited messages. And you're just sending message, newsletter, email, just blasting the people for no reason. And people get frustrated. And if it's email, Google just push your email to spam, or they push it to promotional and to not be in the primary inbox. So these are little techniques you should know. And one more tip on WhatsApp messaging is that when the person is looking at your WhatsApp status, they will only see a preview of the last image. Forgive me. So always try to make that last image a rage bait, or maybe a test trap, or whatever you call it. Try to make it something that the people will be interested in. So what some people do is that they try to post a fine person's picture. They post a fine person's picture. Maybe if it's a man, you post himself of a picture of a man and a woman. So people will be interested in that last message, in that last picture. But they have to scroll through all your previous messages. So try and rage bait, education, rage bait, and information. So find a way. It could be a good rage bait. So your goal is to try and get them to come and view all the existing posts you've posted before they reach the last one. So create your content once and figure out how to. So the part of content creation is the distribution. How do you distribute it? So maybe you were judicious in creating all your content throughout last year. You don't necessarily have to create new content again this year. Just go through all your Q1 content you created and reshare it again, because no one is going to scroll. We're in March already. No one is going to scroll for March on your timeline and scroll out. Of course, someone, maybe the person is looking for something, but usually a large majority of people will not share. So don't burden yourself. You can just go back, or you can have an archive where you've saved, or maybe a Google Drive where you've saved all your content. You saved your content before you shared. Just repeat the content from 2 years. It's the same content, the same thing. Maybe there's no date on it. Just repeat it. Save yourself the stress and the time. Reshare it, retweet it, repost it. No one would know. No one's going to scroll. So don't burden yourself so much in the content creation. So this another prompt you can explore. Just copy the prompt within the next 5 minutes when you get the slide, and do all you have to do. Now, we've spoken about extension. So you have to know when to use PNG if you're working with images, when to use JPEG. They all have their own different features. So learn what they stand for and what they do. Why transparency matters. If it's a logo, your logo has to be transparent. Sometimes you see some people design logo on their flyer and there's a white area around the logo. It's not so nice. You should be able to extract the logo and save it in a transparent format, which is PNG. So that white, it disrupts your logo, because we'll look at that once we end. Because in the design approach, you don't want to have too many colors on your poster or your image when you're designing it yourself. And for videos, just be safe. Just save your video in MP4. It's universal. YouTube likes it. All platforms accept it. Forget about this other formats. So that's the rule. Always export in MP4 and you are safe. Know the dimension, first of all, then the extension, and you are good to go. Most people don't switch their phone. They don't use landscape. They always hold their phone in the portrait format. So when you're designing a video, think about that. Am I going to design a video in a portrait format, or what format? If you use portrait, that is short video content, don't worry, you are safe, because most people will not will not rotate their phone. Some of them will not, and even the platform, they will even prompt you to go full screen. People don't do that. So think about how they consume your content. And of course, I've mentioned for image, use square, or the ratio what we call 1:1, or 1080 by 1080 pixel. That's a square. All sides are equal. So know the format is very important. So you don't have to now change the, that's a one woman content factory. So just choose your format from the very beginning and you are good to go. So these are more points. Where do you edit? I edit on Publisher. If I want to do the edit myself, I'm not so much of a good graphic designer, but there's Corel Draw, which is no more popular, and there's Photoshop. So if you want to go heavy on Photoshop, or you can stick to AI design. I've just given some few tips, and I'll give you more in the content I've compiled. Then how do you export it? It's also very important, the exporting format. So AI can help you do the heavy lifting, but give it a soul. The last 20%, the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle, 80-20. More of the work will be done by little people. So let the AI do that. Let the AI do all the grinding, all the whatever it has to do, but make sure that the 20 review the whole thing. Some lecturers have, because I'm also in the academic community, some lecturers are already complaining of students not editing the content. So it seems like maybe dear professor, so you have to edit that professor, maybe you have to put his name there and it's embraces, and you forget, and they don't put the name because they don't take time to review. That is the 20%. And it's not new. I mean, back in the days before we had AI, there were already templates that existed. And people were used to copy those templates, and those mistakes exist. So it's human thing. Humans will always be lazy. So, but you don't also, as a one-woman content creator, don't be lazy. That 20%, put in your time, read through the whole thing, edit it again, and put it and run it through until you're satisfied, and let it go out. All right, so these are more key checklists to help you before you hit publish, the things you have to look out for, and more AIs that you can use to, I added remove BG. So there are sometimes you just need the transparent image of a poster. There's an online tool called Remove BG. Fantastic, very fantastic. I showed a graphic designer, one senior graphic designer, and and I'm even surprised. He doesn't waste his time using his Photoshop anymore to remove a content from the image anymore. I caught him, like, since I showed it to him, he's a senior designer, he works for a whole institution. He has been using this particular tool, so it's a very good tool. I recommend it for you to use, and a bit of exercise for you to do at that. So HR should know how to spend the time wisely and automate a content creation approach. So now you should know how to, with these few tips I've given to you, your video content, your audio content, your image content, you should be very good at it right now. So when you create the next content, maybe send it to me, share with me on your page, tag me, I'll give you a reshare, and we look at it. I don't know if you have any questions in this regard, please. So there's a simple design guide that I follow. I call it the rule of three. The rule of three. So with the rule of three, what are we looking at? For the rule of three, to wrap up this last session, for the rule of three, colors. Do not use more than 3 colors on your poster design. Whether it's your poster or your video, do not use more than 3. Stick to 3. Have one major primary color. It could be the background. Choose one major background color. Then you can have a secondary color and an accent. Maybe the button, the way they look. So do not use more than 3. Do not use more than 3. When we are done with this exercise, we can just take this image, open Google, just search for any image, and you notice that just go to Google and image search, and look at all the posters you will find there, and you see this rule being applied by a professional graphic designer. So this is I don't know if that's a real name, but the rule of 3. First of all, the color. Do not use more than 3 colors in your design approach. Then in your text as well, there should be also 3 font size. That is the size of your text. Maybe the header should be of a particular font. Then maybe a smaller one, the subheading, then the last one for the body. Choose those 3 and stick to it. The size should not change beyond those 3 dimensions you've chosen. So that's the rule of 3 for font style. I'm going to also give you a page where any font style you're looking for is called font space. When you're writing, you're looking for a particular font style to write with. You just go to that page and you have everything there. You just put in your text and to show you how it to appear. Then you can type for the kind of, maybe it's a comic you're writing for, or maybe it's for formal writing or informal writing. So many font styles are on that platform that you can play around with. Then lastly, I've mentioned this one already, the dimension. So before you even start designing, you have to choose your dimension. You want to go, are you designing with a square, portrait, or landscape? To be safe, to be very safe, I always recommend a square. But like I said, some of the platforms are already adjusting themselves to help you adjust your portrait, but you cannot be always too sure. So just go with a square if it's an image. Now, there's also one that I just remembered. When you design a video on YouTube, you use thumbnail. For YouTube thumbnail, always your thumbnail has to be in landscape. And according to YouTube analytics or YouTube data, videos that have thumbnail do better, or I think three times a higher chance of being clicked on to be watched than video that do not have a thumbnail. So a thumbnail is the image it's like a cover image. Then for TikTok also has that option. But what I do is that if I'm creating a portrait video, I usually add my own image to the video. So I add an image for 4 seconds before the video starts playing. So I design the image the way I like. I don't know. So I started doing that because the frame, the social media platform will capture part of your video, and that's what they will show. So I didn't like the style where maybe as you were talking, it will capture you like this. That's how I solved that. So it no longer capture me in motion talking and capture me in an awkward position. So I control that. So I put an image at before the actual video start playing. I place an image at the very beginning. I design my own image. I give it a title, a heading, like a thumbnail, whatever the video is about, maybe a title or just an abstract image. Then that's correct. That's how you solve that. So this is the rule of 3. You follow this rule, you are good to go. And I'm doing I'm currently working on AI coding. I'm testing it with my students live. So I want to see how they react, how they behave to the content, and to help me refine it. So if you have anyone who's interested in coding, it comes with a major risk because you have to understand the basics. So I make all my students took a pledge. I'm trying to just design a course around that pledge and teach you the basics and show you how to use agentic AI. You must understand everything. So I'm testing the course outline with my students live right now. So maybe by 2 months from now, I'll start putting it out there. So if you want someone to learn, you have someone there who wants to learn you want the person to learn how to code and understand the basics before they start using AI to code, that will be a very good content for them. Thank you. So finally, I'm going to jump. Our time is already up. For the next 10, 20 minutes, let's go through this. So now we are looking at you being a smart operator. So you being a smart operator, building your AI marketing system. We're just going to iterate the first point again. All right, so stop hustling. We believe we've learned briefly about time management. Just choose a time, choose a day. Maybe for me, for instance, I don't book meetings on Mondays, personal rule. And another rule I've implemented is that I must do 3 major things. Doesn't matter what's on my to-do list. But before my head hits the pillow at night, I must do 3 major things. And my other project I work on for clients, I've tried to move it to the weekends. So the weekends now, I build solutions. Within 2 Saturdays, I've finished someone's e-com platform. Yeah, I don't know if the moderator will let me market myself. I also build platforms. I have 2 e-com platforms that if you are into e-commerce and you need a platform, I built one for a drink shop. I have another one for perfume shop. So if you're interested in e-commerce, it comes with a little fee. I don't charge plenty. I want you to use the tools. So my goal is more on you using the tools. So start operating. Sometimes you might not necessarily be the one. You might also have to move away from creating the content yourself, so you can think you can be on high level. All right, look at data, have higher level consultation rather than now thinking about editing and all of that. But if you're just starting or you're trying to optimize the time for now, there's some other things you have to consider. All right, so it's repetition. So what is the blueprint? What blueprint am I leaving with you? You can block maybe 1 hour a day. You come back from work, you don't have, maybe you use your 1 hour, you've put down with the children or whatever you have to do, other obligation that you have, maybe 1 hour, maybe Wednesdays you don't go to class in the night, you have some time, the children have gone to bed. So this is the 1 hour, 60-minute engine. Is that not so? So on Mondays, you plan all your weekly activity. For me, like I said, If I'm really ready to post, I do 1 day on, 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. So you think what works for you. The goal is consistency. Consistency will always beat any other thing. Haphazard. You're trying to avoid being haphazard. So your zone 2, every 30 minutes, every day. So on Monday, you spend 1 hour planning, use your AI tools, create your image, everything is ready. If you can pay for scheduler that can schedule your post for you, you do all of that same day. But if you can't pay for scheduling tools, you're already paying for some AI tools already. How do you manage your time? So every day, daily routine, 30 minutes, you take out 30 minutes. So there's a business where I have a major issue with the people handling the social media because they are making the business lose clients. Yes, the business has a number of pages, and those who have been assigned to manage those social media platforms, they don't respond to comments, they don't respond to inbox. There was one time I do market entry in Ghana. So if foreign company wants to enter into Ghana, they can work with me as well. So I was doing one for a particular business, and they told me that, hey, Godwin, in Nigeria, when we're entering the Nigerian market, we realized that working with kit makers gave us a lot of reach. So can you find us Ghanaian kit makers? Then they gave me some criteria. Do not look for skit makers that are so much into sexualizing women, that all their content is centered around women and sexuality. Look for skit makers. They actually gave me the things they expected from the skit makers. I'm like, okay, great. I didn't know about it. It's actually micro-influencer. So you have the option. So for your business, you'll be thinking, because you might not be able to get that audience. No matter what you do, you will not get. Social media is very noisy, and it's now a pay-to-play. The platforms want you to pay. Twitter, they want you to buy badge. Facebook, they want you to buy badge. WhatsApp, they want you to buy the badge where you're paying something every month. Everybody wants to pay. So how do you build your revenue budget? How do you build your business revenue, the budgeting and everything? How do you break all the costs in running your business? You have to think about it. Marketing. Harvard Business Review. But so in the marketing space, they said 30% of your revenue should go into marketing. But as a small business, can you afford 30%? Always a lot, so many things you'll be thinking about. So think what works for you. Are you going to work with micro influencers in your space? You're a new business, you don't have so much visibility. Or are you going to pay the social media platform, run a marketing campaign ads, a paid ad? All these are various options. So I went around looking for skit makers in Ghana. I went to Instagram. I didn't know most of them. Reached out to a number of them. Some of them replied me like 2-3 weeks later. But what am I trying to draw to your attention? The one who replied faster was the one I eventually worked with. And they loved the work. I eventually loved the work he did. Then all the people who came back later, they've lost the opportunity. So there's a time limit. Sometimes there's a buy time limit to the DM question you get. And some other time it's not, because sometimes you post your poster and you put the price. In fact, make the price the largest font on that design. There's somebody who will still annoyingly ask you, how much is it? Meanwhile, the price is boldly written. Some will just come, I'm interested. What do you mean interested? The instruction is on the poster. What do you mean? We say if you're interested, send a DM to this email, or send a DM or send an email. Right? So there are people who behave weirdly as they use the internet. So these are some of you have to look out for. This is why you should use WhatsApp Business. Automate your workflow, your quick reply, the WhatsApp store, right? Fill in everything. And we on our side as well, we go around, we also teach people how to use these things. So you as a business as well, have them in place so that when we're done teaching them, you can use it to your advantage. All right, I get it. So this is what you do. So you can think of working with influencers. I also do that personally. There's a guy in Ghana, in Nigeria as well, because I also try to enter the Nigerian market. I'll tell them that this post, don't say anything. Just give the post a retweet. They will negotiate how much. Most often the Ghanaians, they charge, I don't know, we have a charging issue in Ghana. So I'm more easily able to work with the Nigerians. Any amount, it's like, they need the money. Yeah, but Ghanaians, they will not agree, they will not even mind you. First of all, you send them a message. Ghanaians are known for not responding to emails. There's a running joke on the internet that when you send a Ghanaian an email, forget it. You have to send the Ghanaian a WhatsApp and tell the Ghanaian, please, I've sent you an email. Go and check your email. I mean, it's so much layer of work. All right, so let's learn how to use these tools and maximize the usage as well. So if you offer services, have your rate card ready. Have your rate card. That's one of the things I was talking to my consultant, who's a student in my class, my digital marketing class. Have your rate card. Charge. Your time is your time. So your time is valuable. You're offering value. So zone 3, the engine, the DM concierge, which I just mentioned. You can build chatbots to respond to certain questions. Banks have that. Most MTN, they have it. They have their chatbots. Do you want to build one, or is the WhatsApp quick reply already in place? So try and separate your personal number from your business number. So don't mix business and pleasure, because obviously as a woman, you have some other men who are just coming to harass you just because you're a woman. So having this separation also helps you to manage the situation properly as well. Then you can also use the WhatsApp label or block the person and use every other tool that's available. Or also reports. Learn to use the reports. When you report maybe sexual harassment, yeah, this guy's harassing me sexually, you report. There's all those inbuilt features already. So learn to use this thing, because the platform themselves will not know. They will not know if it's a scammer and you use Truecaller. Write it, this number, scammer. Learn to give feedback to all these platforms. It helps improve how the platform works, because there's no magic. They don't have any magic. Although now they have AI and all those kind of things, but you make the platform much more better and safer for them to use. All right, so that's your zoning. All right, you can learn more. This can help you if you're struggling with time. All this will help you. This is our last point. I've mentioned about this already. You can lose sales not responding to your DM on time. But also not all DMs. There's this generation, I don't know if it's the Gen Z people, they want you to chat with them live. And it's not possible. So you should also have your own rule. For me, I had a certain rule for all my business that I'll always check that business line every 12 hours or maybe 8 hours interval. So I believe that's not so much time, because sometimes someone wants to make a buy decision and they're waiting for you and you're not there, you're not minding them. 2 days, 3 days, you're not responding. A week later, you're not coming to respond. Even you'll be shy to even respond. So put in all these measures in place. Is it an auto reply, or will you be checking your phone? Because you can't be checking your phone all the time. Will you be checking every 6 hours, every 8 hours, or every whatever? If you don't have, since you're a one woman soldier doing your all everything, or do you want to incorporate bots? Now we have so many bots; they're getting much more better. Do you want to pay for the bot, or you want to have someone to build it for you? All those services are there. So at the end of the day, you can build all of these. We've spoken about the funnel. All your followers are not your customers. Everybody following you and not your total addressable market. They're not all going to eventually buy or do what you want them to do. You say, subscribe. They will not subscribe. Even your friends and family on your WhatsApp status, they will not even view. You put out your content. Your friends and family, they will not even check. They will not open the link and check and support you. Just a few people. Just a handful. And always count. Just a handful. 5. Less than 10 people that will always be consistently supporting you in your business. So take your business beyond that sphere. And now you can also, WhatsApp has finally know where you are. Ghana, use your WhatsApp. All right, Africa, use your WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp has finally released, you can now place ads on WhatsApp status. I've seen 3 so far. So on the WhatsApp, as I was scrolling, as I was viewing people's status, my friends' status, then all of a sudden that ad show. First one was a watch. I don't know why they're targeting me for a watch. Another one was the school management system. I've built one. I have one I'm managing, but I don't know why they also targeting me, because they also look at the things you talk about. Yeah, because I built one. There's a client I built one for you. I'm managing. They also have things. They also listen to the things you talk about, so they target me based on those keywords. Then the last one didn't even make any sense. But learn, take your digital marketing skills, HubSpot, I'll give you some platforms you can learn, content creation, you can go deeper, take your time. Anything you're looking for is already available on YouTube. There's no new thing. But AI is just to supercharge you, to help you get your work done much more faster. So you want to be lean and mean. This is an Indian philosophy. Indian company, this is how they work. They don't employ so much people, or just a few handful of people that they have are doing a lot. But in Ghanaian working culture, you work around your colleagues' desks and you see them watching movies. When they're in the office, they're watching full movies and they'll not have time to do the work. Yeah, so it annoys me. Thank God I don't have a business that runs like that, but yeah, it is what it is. So learn to build a culture. You're working alone. Time is of the essence. You don't have all the time. Time is not a luxury. So learn how to build a good working ethics. You can take this prompt. This is a prompt as well. Run the prompts through your system. Then also build a feedback loop. All right. Always take feedback. Always take comment and feedback and reviews. If your business, always have a section for reviews. I think the e-com shop I've built that I'm selling, I'm marketing myself. I hope she rise will not fight me. They are very affordable. Yeah. I built in a review section into it, but you can only sign in to leave a review. Reviews are very important, but you don't have to leave the review. So if you want to be searchable through SEO, try and link your Google My Business page to your review. You can do it programmatically, or you can take the link and add it to whatever method. So if you're done serving a client, someone bought something from you, and you're trying to get customer satisfaction from them, you can say, oh, please, can you, if you don't mind, can you leave a review for us? Search engines. Google is one of the largest search engines in the world. They love reviews. They'll rank you higher. You have higher chance of being found on the internet when there are reviews and comments, and it also makes you trustworthy. We are believing that it's a real human being that left this review. So we'll read the review. So no one is going to buy from you because you are selling. Why should I buy from you? Because you are also selling the product. It doesn't work that way. There has to be some form of trust. There has to be some form of history. So how do you build that history over time? Take your time, get reviews, find a way, or have incentive. You can have loyalty programs. I have an app. It's for barbers. So I built in a loyalty program. I built an app, but the barbers I work with, I have an agreement with them. If a customer uses the app 5 times, on the 5th visit, on the 4th visit, I will receive an alert. I've built in an alert. So I'll tell the barber, this particular customer, on the next visit, I want you to give him a 30% discount. So I'm negotiating how much will I pay, how much. So loyalty, gift card, all these are ways for you to retain your customers. All right. So I'm also trying to build loyalty for my app, and as well, it's also going to benefit the barber. So you build retention. So it costs more, according to Harvard Business Review. It costs more to get new customers than to sell to your existing customer. Always remember that it will cost you more to acquire new customers than for your existing customers to come and buy from you over and over again. Then, if your existing customer take the extra step to recommend your business or your services, there's a higher chance that whoever they recommend their business to is going to convert. So you have to know this simple business. All these are time-tested principles. If I recommend she writes technology to somebody that go here, the chances that the person will come here is much more higher than if she writes themselves and now trying to do a market outreach on their own, because there's a human trust. There's a trust already. Yeah, so it's a trust. So all this trust system has also been built into various platforms as well. So let your customer tell you what they want you to sell. Their platform, you can, I think I'll add all those platforms as well. So play around those platforms. We have Google Trend, we have Google Console. If you have your website, you can see how your website is faring. You have Google Analytics, you can see all the pages, people who visit your page, where they are visiting on your page. All these tools are out there already. And so you can just take your time and go through and just give a challenge and do all the activities that are in all these 48 hours activity that you can start doing. So I'm going to leave the slide with you. So what quote am I leaving you with finally? Consistency will always beat brilliance. All right, if you are consistent, nothing will beat you. All right, skill will beat consistency will even beat someone who is skillful. All right, so I didn't hire a team, but she knows how to use these tools. But at some point, you might want to consider hiring a team or even a marketing agency. You can't do everything. If you want to scale at some point, but for now, this is what we are looking at, and I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you once again.